What's up, y'all? My name is Aaron Mallory, aka MrLetGo, and I am here to help somebody let go. Tonight, we are going to talk about toxic mothers. All right. You guys know what you are here for and what you are here to do. So as you come in, make sure to hit the like button. This right here is going to be a very, very powerful conversation. So let me do what I need to do real quick and we can get started. As y'all come in, say hello. What's up, y'all, on Instagram? Let's get it, because this is going to be a very important conversation for all of us. What am I doing? All right, here we go. Boom. Okay. What's up, Teresa? What's up, Sweet Liv? What's going on with y'all? All right. Okay. So for those who don't know, I'm sure you guys seen the title. What's up, Ingrid? But tonight is how many Black men and how many Black women had toxic mothers. All right, so I need y'all to come on in. What's up, Lamont? What's going on? We about to, oof, boy. Whew. Okay, so in particular, this video is about, this is actually part 2, okay? This is part 2 of a video that I did about toxic mothers, I would say a month ago, right? And after that, it was so many people asking me questions about this particular topic that I said, I got to revisit it. I got to revisit it. And this time, I would like to have some ladies on to share like how you feel about your upbringing, or, you know, how somebody did this and how they should have did that or whatever. So I want to have some conversations with you guys also, and not just me doing all the talking, because this is a very sensitive subject. And, you know, sometimes I get women who will say, oh, there you go, bashing women. Why you always make all this content making women look bad? Well, here's the bottom line, y'all. First of all, I love my Black women. I love women altogether, period. I'm not here to bash women or anything like that. But the bottom line is, I don't have to make videos showing how bad mothers are or whatever. Because guess what? You all had one, or majority of you all had one. And I'm not going to say bad mothers. I would say toxic mothers. I would say women, moms who victimize themselves and blame your dad, you know, and did all these different things, and like, you know, didn't validate you when you were little, didn't give you the love that you needed and wanted, was too busy to actually be there for you, you know, hollered at you while you were trying to learn you know, something in class or whatever, and you're trying to get your mom to help you with your homework, but instead of her being patient with you and helping with your homework, all you heard was, why you don't understand this? Come on, like, I ain't got time for this. I got cook, I got to do all this, and you just getting fussed at, you know. Moms who actually treated your brother way differently than you, or treated your sister way differently than you, you know. So I do not have to make videos talking bad about mothers, because like I said, a lot of you have witnessed it firsthand, you know. And like I said, I'm doing this out of love, because I want you ladies to be better than your mothers were. You know, a lot of the times, you know, a lot of ladies may feel like your ex or your baby daddy, your ex-husband, or some man in the past did something to you. I'm sure they did, but you got to look at the other side of this this thing. You know, what happened to you when you were young? A lot of it came from your own mother, the regret. So what happens is, because I talk to a lot of women, what ends up happening is your attitude, your disposition, your fear, your insecurities start bubbling over. And what ends up going on is you start running men away. And a lot of you have literally became your own mother or your father, and that was the last thing you wanted to do. But for some reason, you can't get away from being your own mother or being your own father. And that right there is a problem. And that's what we're here to talk about. All right. So what's up, Taylor? Okay, so let's see. Let's go straight into the calls. If y'all want to go live, get in the queue, because I just don't want to be the only person talking in here. And in a minute, I'm gonna open up the phone line. I just want to get a couple of you on from Instagram and see what you got to say. All right. Hold on, y'all. I'm waiting on folks to come in. They putting the name in the queue and they're not answering. So, hey, you there?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
So, what's your name, first of all?
Lily.
Lily? Okay, well, nice to meet you, Lily. Thank you for joining. So, what is your thought process on this whole conversation?
What is the conversation?
Oh my God. We're talking about toxic mothers. You there, Lily?
My connection going.
Okay, I'll get somebody else. All right, hold on. There was somebody else. So overall, Ricardo, how did you do that? Ricardo making faces. What's going on, Ricardo? What's up, Marcus? All right. So overall, I want to take some calls real quick before I start rambling. Well, not rambling, but going down this rabbit hole of the reason why I did this video. But I wanted to hear from the ladies. But overall, ladies, guys, I want you to understand that I want you to just sit down for a second, and I want you to just think about something, right? I want you to think about, how would a conversation go if you sat down and talked to your toxic parent, whether mom or dad, and if you were to sit down and let them know that, hey, I needed some things from you. You were too hard on me. I didn't get what I needed. What would that parent actually say? What exactly would they say? And I'm willing to bet, if it's your mom, hey, you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Peace to you. My name is Sherelle.
How you doing, Sherelle? You there, Sherelle?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. So how do you feel about this subject?
I think it's a very powerful subject that to be discussed, because there's a lot of men and that suffer from the wrath of toxic mothers.
Mm-hmm.
I had a toxic mother.
Okay.
And it took, I mean, that was from childhood up until I turned maybe 30. I'm now 45.
Okay.
And what I realized was what I didn't know as a child is that my mother was the product of a toxic mother.
There we go. The grandmothers. There we go. Do y'all hear that, right? She said she didn't realize that her mother was a product of a toxic mother, which means if you aren't careful, ladies, you can turn around and be the woman that is toxic to your child without realizing it, because your mom did not realize that she was toxic to you until it was too late, right?
Absolutely. It took me sharing with my mother. My mother was physically abused when she was younger. She was abused by her brother. She was actually raped by her brother.
Oh.
And could never speak about it. And then she was also an outside child and could never speak about that either. So when she married my father, you know, they got married when they were in their 20s, and my father was a toxic father. His father was toxic. So it's a serious generational curse that if you do not break it, you become too a toxic parent. And I can be very transparent and say that I have two biological children and one bonus child. With my two biological children, with that 25-year-old daughter of mine, I definitely saw that toxic parenting still coming out in me. One day, the thing that stopped me was her father was shitty. I'm just going to be honest, and I'm not male bashing, but calling a spade a spade. But
wait. Her father was what?
Shitty.
Okay, crappy. Let's say crappy. Okay, no cussing.
Sorry,
go ahead.
crappy.
Okay.
So,
but you chose him though.
Wait, but that was as a result of me looking for love in all the wrong places. I wanted it from my father, but my father was busy loving other women.
Okay. Gotcha.
So therefore, I searched for it in a relationship and did it for 14 years. But out of the pain that I dealt with her father, I ended up being very violent with my daughter. I started to see that same abusive trait that came out of my mother with me come out in my daughter with myself, to the point that my daughter was very afraid of me.
Let me stop you right there.
One day,
hold on 1 second. Why do you think you had the need to be so forthright to your kid or violent or pushy? Like, what were you trying to get from her, in your opinion? Like, why with the aggressiveness to your own kid?
So let me be clear. I don't think I had the right. I felt as though I didn't know any other way.
Okay.
I grew up in a house of turmoil.
Right.
And I wanted my child to have a better life, and I felt that my hands was the only way to teach her, because my throat shot was blocked when I had her when I was 20. My mother had me when she was 20.
Right.
You know, so, and my mother never taught me the beautiful thing of motherhood. She just taught me, all I heard when I found out that I was pregnant was, she won't call me grandma. I'm not gonna own the child, and I'm not helping you do anything. But that all changed. Right. You know, it all changed, and I'm grateful for that.
I got a question though. I got a question because I just want to you know, just take little bites of what you're saying, right? So you saying you wanted your daughter to have a better life than you, right?
Yes.
Why?
Because I knew that my childhood wasn't living.
Okay.
It wasn't living.
Let me ask you this. And let me know if I'm wrong. Do you think you trying to get your daughter to be better than you would make you feel like you are a better mother than your mother? So
absolutely.
So
in my mind.
Right. So let me just open this up for everybody just watching. Okay. What we're talking about right now is You know how mom, you or whatever is always so hard on you, like, I want you to have more than I had. You don't understand. And you start getting all pushy and try to like push the narrative on them and try to make them do this. You start whooping them and start doing all this extra stuff, hollering and all this stuff. At one point, a lot of you never stopped and asked, yo, why am I so hell bent on my kid being better than I was? In most cases, because this is going to hurt a little bit, in most cases, it's actually a selfish act. You're going off on your kid. You're being so pushy and pushing your narrative on your kid. And, you know, I just want what's best for you. You know, this type of energy, right? To be honest with you, it's not that you want what's best for them. You just want to be a better, you want to get the validation from them, from their actions and their success. You just want to show yourself that you're a better mother than your mother. And then when they start falling off and start messing up, you get super angry, you get super pushy, you get super extra, because you're like, no, I need the validation from, I need you to show my mother that I'm a better mother than her. So I can't have you messing up. I can't have you doing getting bad grades, because I need somebody to tell you how much of a good mother you had or you have. So you can't do that. You can't get that love and adoration from other people, which is going to be love and adoration for me, because I get to sit here and say, yes, that's my daughter. Yes, that's my son. I can't do all that if you keep messing up. So at the end of the day, it's just all about ego. You just want to prove to your own mother that you're a better mother than she was. Now, am I wrong?
To a certain extent. But you are right with me wanting to prove that I was a better mother than my mom. Now, in my mother's defense, I would definitely say that she did everything that, with the cards that she was dealt, she did. All I can say is what I think she knew how to do.
Okay.
My mother also grew up in a house of turmoil, and she was physically, like I said, and sexually abused. And then the same happened to me as a child. And I think I just grew with years of anger, and I wanted to be that level of protection for my daughter. Not that now, mind you, as I'm going through this phase, I'm trying to unscrew myself, unprogram myself from what I was programmed with as a child and what was forced upon me. And now as an adult at 45, I'm still fighting that good fight to deprogram myself to fix that little girl that's now also trying to help groom her children so that they're not, when they're adults, they're not pushed out into this world being broken little children in adult bodies. Does that make sense?
Right. But here's a part of it though. You feel like the world is so scary. What if the world isn't as scary as you think it is?
That's a good question. I mean,
see, sometimes we push our own perceptions of stuff on our children. The world is a beautiful place. It has its bad parts, but overall, the world is a beautiful place. But the more you think, these men are this, or the world is this, and you don't want the world to just take advantage of you, you're going to be so hard on her where she's not going to be able to love anybody, because you're going to make her as scared as you are.
But guess what?
Go ahead.
I did heal on that.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you. One day when she was maybe 12 years old, I was whipping her, no lie, and I stopped. I saw myself in the mirror with my hands drawn back, my right hand drawn back, and when I looked into that mirror, I saw my mother, and I saw me as that child. When I tell you that broke me to the core of my soul, I never did it again.
Yeah.
And she can validate that.
I love it.
I stopped at that, and I learned how to use my words to communicate with my daughter to get her to understand, opposed to thinking like my father beat my mom beat me. As a result, she didn't beat him. So, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to learn to deprogram myself, because that was not life.
Right.
It was not life. It was peaceful one at that, and that is where I am now. At 45, I am trying to. My husband and I both. Our goal is to produce mentally healthy children.
Emotionally. Love it. Yes. Y'all, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that a lot of parents are not really paying attention to. You want them to be physically ready for this world, right? So you want to, don't let no man, da 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 da. You want them to be like ready, right? But they're girls. If a man wanted to do whatever he wanted to do to any girl, he could do it. There's nothing you can train your girl to do that won't, because the man is bigger or whatever. You know, having them walking around with all this masculine, I wish you would type of energy is repelling men. And it's going to cause women to, your daughters, to not like men, not trust men, start to utilize men, where men are just for sex, or men are just for protection, or men are just to pay the bills. But you never open up and become intimate with that man, because you've been taught that the man is the enemy, or the world is the enemy, and don't let no man do all this and that. Does that make sense? But when it comes to the emotion side, your child is broken, or you are broken. We have to stop this ideology of trying to make your daughter and son tough for the world. Do y'all realize that we have houses, heat, electricity, lights, all this stuff? Do you realize how many animals are out here in the wild that are totally okay?
Yeah.
They out in the wild. They ain't got no jackets. They ain't got no house. They ain't got no heat. If it's snowing, they just build a hole and just, or you know what I'm saying, or just lay down in the snow. They ain't got nowhere to go. And guess what? All these species of animals are just fine. And they got way worse to deal with than us. But y'all want to just be so hard on y'all kids and teach them how to do all this stuff like they're animals or something. We're not animals. We're people. It's almost like how somebody might have a pit bull, and you training that pit bull to what? What do a lot of people train their pit bulls to do? Fight. It's like you're training your child to fight. You know how you give your pit bull all this stuff, and you mess with the pit bull, and the pit bull is like, you're making your own child like that. Why? It makes absolutely no sense. Teach your child how to love, how to care, how to be open, how to ask questions, how to ask for help, how to communicate. You know how many women and men don't even know how to communicate with each other? Put a man in the area of your child, so your child can see what a grown man looks like, and thank you for having a husband, Oh,
thank God for providing me with a husband. But I honestly, before we got married, I never thought, because I was so broken, I literally, like you said, we end up running men away. I've run several away. And I used to try to run him away, but he was like a German conqueror. we don't multiply.
Wait. Hold on. You said you actually tried to run him away?
I did, no lie. But understand my why. I did not want to impose my level of hurt on anyone else. It was too much for me to deal with.
Can you say that one more time?
I did not want to impose my level of hurt onto anyone, because it was too much for me to deal with.
Wow. That was huge.
That's just how deep. That's just how deep. and I cared more so about his emotional state because I knew that I was a lot to deal with. And I'm just being explicitly honest.
Right.
I would have much rather preferred to have him as a friend than as a spouse.
Right.
But now I have a friend and a spouse because I definitely have to attribute it to him for helping me walk through my fire.
I love it.
And there were times that it really caused, you know, there was a time that I actually hated him for making me face it, making me, you know, not allow me just to take the bottle of Jack Daniels and turn it up and sex it away. You know, that song by Solange, Cranes in the Sky. Oh, wow. Like, that's me. That was me.
Right.
That was me. But he actually made me face it.
Yeah.
And actually, in turn, we helped.
Wow. Wow. Man. That's a beautiful. Thank you so much for your story. Like, wow. That. Oof. Yeah. That.
You know, this is the first time I've talked to several of my friends, those that are close to my circle, about my story, but I've never actually gone public to this capacity with.
Well, thank you so much. Because I'm just reading the comments on Instagram. The people on YouTube, they're listening, and they're just like, wow.
That is my truth. That is my.
Wow. Thank you so much.
A Loretta on Instagram for actually being that man that I needed in my life.
Hold on. Hold on. Say that last part again. Say it again.
I said we can thank my husband, Brian Barrett, aka Nidor Retta on Instagram, because actually he is, I can only attribute it to him for having patience. And there were times that we both had said, oh, I want a divorce at different times, of course. And the other would say, no, we're going to fight through this.
I love
so it's it. I celebrated our 11th anniversary yesterday.
That's what's up. Congratulations for being.
Thank you.
For being like resilient. Forget about strong. It's about being resilient. Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't give up on each other.
Nope.
That's freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for the platform.
Thank you. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So what I want to do is I want to invite everybody on Instagram right now to follow you. You can just go up there, click the thing. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to follow her because you have an amazing story. So what's your Instagram so people on YouTube can follow you?
Silk SYLKDA Chakra CHAKRA
Silk the Chakra and SYLK. I love it. I love it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to invite everybody right now on Instagram to come over to YouTube. All right, I'm gonna give y'all like 30 seconds to go over to YouTube because I don't know why when I say go to YouTube, y'all still sit here. So I'm gonna drop this and we're gonna finish the rest of the show on Instagram. So everybody go to YouTube, MrLetGo, and thank you. What is your name? What is your actual name?
Sherelle Barrett.
Sherelle, okay. Thank you so much, Sherelle. Send me a DM. Like that was just an amazing just story. Thank you so much for that. But I need everybody to head over to YouTube and come over on the YouTube show. Y'all already know I have Instagram up for a minute and then I go over to YouTube or whatever. And I'm gonna open up the phone line. So if anybody wanted to share also like what she did, y'all can, because that was amazing. Because like I said, I could do the talking, but I want to hear from y'all also. So I'm gonna put the invite link in here. So what we're gonna do, everybody on Instagram, go over to YouTube because we're gonna do the whole show over there, and I'm gonna invite some people up on the stage, and we're gonna have a conversation about this stuff. And if you want to, like, you can go over also, and you can come up on the stage also.
I will.
Okay.
Certainly will.
All right, so everybody right now, go over to YouTube, MrLetGo. Go over to YouTube. All right, well, I see you over there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Later.
All right, so I'm gonna get the invite. Copy. Okay, paste. Okay, so this is the link. I don't need everybody coming up here at one time. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, y'all. Instagram, come over to YouTube right now. You got 10 seconds before I drop this. Go over to YouTube, MrLetGo, right now. You got 8 seconds before I drop this. All right, we're gonna finish the conversation over there. Everybody go over here. All right, so what we're gonna do is do not just click the link. If you want to come up and tell your story or have a conversation with me about this on YouTube, Instagram, not YouTube. I mean, not Instagram. Go to YouTube. Say I want to come up on the stage, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Don't just click the link, because I don't want everybody up here all at the same time. I don't want to mess the whole freaking thing up. All right, Instagram, 3 more seconds. Go to YouTube, MrLetGo, and I am out of Instagram. Bye-bye. Okay, because I need this to be the phone number. So we're going to do it 2 ways. We're going to have the StreamYard link up, but some people may not want to show their face. So I'm going to give the phone number also. So 404 692 90. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, y'all. I got the StreamYard link up, and then I got the phone number right here. All right, so the phone number is right here. I need one person at a time. You want to join the discussion? Okay, Monique, click the StreamYard link right now. Monique only, click the StreamYard link. The only person that can come up here is somebody that says, I want to join the discussion. Do not just click the link. So only Monique can click the link right now. Do you see the StreamYard link? I put the link in here again, just in case you can't find it. There it goes. Okay, Monique, click the StreamYard link and let's do it. Let's talk. Okay, so while we wait for Monique and whoever wants to call that number, we need one person calling the number at a time, because I only got one line. I don't know how this multi-line thing works. I don't know how other people do it. So either call the number. All right, we got Monique up here. Hey, Monique.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So what do you think about this subject?
Oh man, it's deep. That woman, her story was so dope. I think like her honesty and just like level of awareness and self-love was everything. I think it was something that we all should strive for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Yeah. So how was your life, or your parenting, or your upbringing? You know what I'm saying? Because she almost had me crying up here.
I know. I was honestly, just because I think like I'm on the opposite side of it. I don't have children. But I grew up with a mom that was pretty toxic. And she grew up with a mom that was pretty toxic, and so on and so forth. So I think like being on the other side of it, it was pretty like emotional to see a woman who's a parent be able to be so like aware and vulnerable, and like be able to be honest and say like I was a toxic parent. Because my mother just doesn't have that like self-awareness yet,
Right. Why don't you think she has the self-awareness so far?
So I think with my mom, I think a lot of it, like if I'm just being 100% honest, like I think a lot of it is that I am saying, like, I'm pretty certain, and my siblings and I have all like discussed it, I'm pretty certain that she has BPD, like borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And so from all like the literature and that I've read on it, part of that is that a lot of times mothers, and another interesting thing about BPD is it's mostly like something that affects women. And so a lot of mothers who have BPD oftentimes don't recall their behaviors. So a lot of times when we're discussing things that happened growing up, her response is like, I don't know what you're talking about, or like, that didn't happen, or
Those are
so it makes
famous
it
words right there. I don't know what
right.
you're talking about. Yeah. So
Right.
it's actually a personality disorder?
Yeah. It's called BPD.
BPD.
And if you know that movie, I cannot think of it. That Joan Crawford movie, Mommy Dearest, you know?
Okay.
She definitely had BPD.
Okay.
They actually reference her quite a lot in the book, actually.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's definitely it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. So what type of mother do you think you're going to be?
So I honestly like go back and forth on that, and a lot of it is just because of my childhood, and I think a lot of it is fear, you know, a fear of repeating a lot of the same mistakes. Like I know what it's like to grow up with that level of I guess like I'm sorry.
Dysfunction? Was it
Right,
dysfunction?
exactly. Like I know what it's like to make dysfunction function,
Right.
and I know what it takes, and it's not fair.
Right.
And so, ironically, though, I'm a nanny, so so
Okay.
I work with kids, and to be honest, I honestly like treat nannying like a I treat it as a
Like
like
practice?
like a science experiment. Like I'm constantly like, I mean, like, why not? Like I get paid to work with people's kids, you know? So
Yeah.
no, but in all honesty, I'm constantly like challenged in a new way because I basically have to like I've worked with kids as young as 2 weeks old to as old as like teenagers. And
Uh-huh.
so I've had to get kids to do what I want them to do without putting my hands on them,
Uh-huh.
as my parents did. And so for me, I can say I know that it's possible. Like there's a little girl who I started watching her when she was 6, and she's like I started babysitting her when she was 6, and she's 23 now. And she still calls me. Like she still calls me her sister, and she'll like I literally just helped her move into her first apartment with her boyfriend recently.
Yeah.
So like building on those relationships and having those like areas to practice, it does kind of like give me confidence that maybe I could, you know, with the right partner, I
Right.
could have, you know, kids and I could build a family. But I know the partner part is like the most important piece for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not really willing to just do that with anybody.
Yeah.
I have no idea why people just have kids with anybody and then,
Well,
and then like wonder why.
the reason why, because it's a reason why. One is because a lot of women they just give up on marriage. They don't think they're gonna give up on it. So they just say, well, what I do want is a baby. Right. So they'll take a baby however they can get it, you know, whether the loser or her boyfriend or whatever. And if the guy, she wants it to work out, she has intentions that she'll try to make it work. But the main thing she wants is a baby.
Right.
Do you know why though? It's not just about the her biological clock is ticking. Do you know why?
Oh, for sure. Like I tell people all the time, like if I have kids, it'll be only because I'm curious as to what they're gonna look like. Like that's it. That's the only like real reason to have
Here's
kids.
the reason why a lot of broken women have children.
I think a
Out of
lot of it's
wedlock.
just like
Hold
living.
on.
Like
Wait.
oh, sorry.
This is the reason why, in my opinion, why so many broken women have babies by whoever. Because nobody loves them to a
Right.
certain degree. Their mom didn't love her. Her dad didn't love her. Her brothers so fighting so much, she don't feel like her siblings love her. Her friends didn't love her. Her coworkers don't love her. Her classmates when she was in school didn't love her, right?
Right.
And she gets to the point where she's just like, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I'll just create somebody that has to love me.
Right. Right.
And then you literally have this baby that can't go nowhere. So this is the only being on earth that doesn't affect your abandonment issues.
Right.
Because a baby can't leave you.
Right.
So you got like 18 years of no abandonment issues with this child.
Right.
And next thing you know, what happens is you raise this child up, and now you don't love the child because that's not why you made the child.
Right.
You made the child in order for the child to love you.
Right.
Because a lot of y'all, not you, but a lot of y'all, you don't even know what love looks like because you weren't loved.
Right.
Nobody taught you how to love. So you think love is just feeding the child, make sure the child gets up in the morning, taking the child to school, helping the child with homework. That's not love. That is just maintenance.
Right.
Right? So what
Right.
happens is, since you don't know how to love, you just know how to mother and do maintenance on human beings. When you do find a man later on, you don't know how to love him either.
Right.
So all you know how to do is do maintenance.
Right.
So you just start doing all this. You start giving, you start doing all these the same thing you was doing to your child because you don't know how to love. So you're like, okay, cool. I finally got somebody that loves me. My little 5-year-old loves me, right? I had her. I'm good. Now it's time for me to go out in this world and find somebody else that's gonna love me. So you get a man, you think because he's having sex with you, he loves you, right? So you don't know how to love because you didn't even love your child.
Right.
You just know how to do maintenance. So you get with a man and you just start cooking his food and giving him sex or doing all this stuff and doing what he tells you. He ain't even the right man. You just don't even know what you're doing, right?
Right.
And he doesn't love you back. And now you start looking at the man like your child because you're treating the child. I mean, you're treating the man and the child the same way. You're just maintaining him. You're mothering him, and when he doesn't love you like your child does, you start getting mad at the man like, what is wrong with you? You need to do this. Da-da-da. Actually, what you're actually saying is, why aren't you loving me the way my child is loving me? I do all this stuff for my child. You see how my child loves me. Why aren't you loving me like my child? Because I'm doing the same thing for you that I'm doing for my child. What is wrong with you?
Right.
And then you run them off. And you're like, man, I ain't got time for this. I'm out of here.
Right.
But overall, the reason why so many Black women single is because they actually don't know how to love. They just know how to mother and provide maintenance to a man.
Can I like add something to what you just said really quick?
Uh-huh.
So you just were saying how because like a lot of times like women don't know how to love. I think that's like, at least from my perception, I think that's actually like a twofold conflict as well, because I think a lot of times not only is it like, do you not know how to love, but a lot of times you don't know how to receive love either.
Exactly.
Because like growing up, if you grew up in a toxic household, you grew up basically feeling like you had to either work for that love or you had to earn that love or you had to, it was conditional basically.
And it's like a trade.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
And that's just really sad.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I know for me personally, when it's come to the decision about like having kids and having a family, I think being a nanny and working with kids in such a professional setting for so long it has just like given me like a really sobering view of everything that goes into raising a child and being responsible for cultivating a healthy individual. And it's a lot of work. And I think a lot of times people go into having kids and having a family with a really like romanticized view of what it's going to be like. And then it isn't like
I love that. You said you go into parenting having this romanticized view of how things supposed to go.
Right.
I
Right.
love it. Go ahead. I just wanted to repeat that.
Oh, yeah, no. And so I think like, so then what happens is like reality hits and you get a baby and it's literally a blank slate. Like I said before, I've worked with kids. I've literally worked with kids as young as 2 weeks old. Like I've had parents call me like, I just had my baby. I'm in this level of, I'm in this field. I need you to come
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have literally like got to a house the day the baby has came home from the hospital, and it's a yeah. Well, we should talk about that another day.
Right.
But it's like a blank. They're a blank slate. Like they are depending on you for every little thing. Like they're these little blank slates in everything you do. You're molding them, you're shaping their view, the way that they do things. Like a lot of parents hire me and seek me as their nanny because I say a lot of times going into interviews, like, I'm not going to do things for your kids. Instead, I'm going to help them do things for themselves. And so that's part of that cultivation process. Like you can't, same thing. And I think it's even more important as a parent. I think a lot of parents skip that. They just do what's easier versus, and I think earlier when you were speaking to that woman, I'm trying to remember exactly what you said, but it was something along the lines of like, basically like, what if the world isn't so scary? And I think like, a lot of times like parents go into parenting carrying their own baggage, their own like childhood traumas.
And they're projecting their fears on their child.
Right. And I actually was just having a conversation with some of my friends this morning about like, would you let your kids go on to a sleepover? And so we were kind of getting into different traumas that people have experienced. And that's why they would or wouldn't let their kids go to a sleepover. And I think countless things that my own mother went through affected the things that she let us do and didn't let us do, versus really giving us an opportunity to kind of develop our own views about the world for ourselves, and experience things for ourselves instead constantly being afraid of everything. Like I know from my own childhood, like I am so weary of people. Like when I meet men, I am always like, who sent you? Like, Satan, what do you want? Like, what do you want from me? Like, you just want to like ruin my already bad credit, and you just want my tax money that I don't get because apparently I'm above the threshold. Like,
you say you just want my tax money.
Like, who sent you? You just want my stimulus check or something.
Wait, ladies, if y'all feel the same way she feel? Like, put a 1 in the chat. Come on. I hope really.
No, but in a serious level, you do like my guard is instantly up. Like my guard is up. And I remember, I think just because of the way I was raised, like actually a lot of the way I was raised and also just different things that I experienced. And actually I remember I met this woman one time and she basically told me that like in the Bible, it talks about like guarding your heart. And she was saying like, that didn't mean that we should like put up a steel wall and like with like rabid dogs in front of it.
It means set boundaries.
Right. She was like, it means like more like jail cell bars where somebody can still like reach in and touch you. Like you still want to be like penetrable. Like you don't want to be like
penetrable, okay? Be penetrable.
And all the ways.
Right, exactly.
And all the ways that YouTube will allow us to talk about. But no, like in all seriousness, sorry, it might get like really bright. I need to get my phone charger. Oh, it's not in here. But in all the ways, like you want to have like an authentic relationship with yourself, with other people. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you have the ability to both love and receive love. And even like, and actually with that last part, I was just talking to a friend the other day about like love languages. And I was basically just saying like, it's important to know other people's love languages, because if I'm dealing with a guy and his love language is words of affirmation, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like if I'm dealing with a guy and his love language is words of affirmation, but I've only learned how to love by giving gifts, if
Hmm.
I'm just like showering him with gifts
Right.
and he is kind of like,
He's not gonna feel loved, right?
okay, sorry, I had muted myself. But
Yeah.
yeah, like if I'm just showering him with gifts, he's gonna be like, okay, like that's cool, but you know, like you don't uplift me, you don't speak life into me.
Right. You
And
don't
so he's not
affirm
going,
me.
so yeah, I'm not affirming him.
Mhm.
So part of it is important, like it's being like well versed in all those different areas, and that only comes with the level of self-awareness that that last caller had, and just like the constant pursuit of like growth. Like I think that's something else that's really important. You can't, like one of my best friends, she always says, like, I'm never going to be done growing. I'm always
Right.
going to be growing. I'm always going to be learning. I'm always going to be evolving. I'm never going to be done growing. Like, you're never, like, the point in which you're like, okay, that's it. I'm done growing. Like, you've completely effed up.
Right.
You've effed up because you've become probably complacent or you've settled into this level of probably self-righteousness that you shouldn't
Right.
be in.
And a
Um,
part of fear, I mean, a part of complacency comes from fear, you know.
right,
So if you don't get done with the fear, if you don't take care of the fear, you're going to stop growing because you're going to be afraid to grow, right?
right,
So it's just like even when it comes to money or business, you know, I have friends that are millionaires. I'm not afraid to be a millionaire, but it may be some people who might be like, man, can I handle all of those orders or all of those calls or all of those people or all of this attention? So some people may be afraid of that and they can stop growing in business. So it's not just relationships. People are fearful, and depending on their level of fear, they're only going to go to a certain, like a woman. Sometimes you might look at a woman like, yo, why is she with him? Because that's her level of fear.
right,
She can't go after, well, she can't entertain a man that is smarter than that guy or have more money than that guy or better of a man than that guy, because that is her level of self-esteem. People
right,
only date to their own level of self-esteem
right, right,
because it's about fear. Does that make
right.
sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. And I even think like going back to something that I was saying earlier too, like it's hard because when you grow up in such dysfunction, you learn to function in that and that becomes your normal.
Yeah.
And so I know for me, like earlier on when I was in relationships, I sought out like extremely like toxic relationships, like
Mhm.
hella toxic relationships,
Yeah.
because that was normal. That was what was normal. And literally it was only like over time, and I mean like recently, like only over time, like yesterday actually did I
Wow.
heal from new stuff. No, but like only over time was I realizing like a lot of it was just because I didn't think I deserved more. Like I didn't
Right.
think that like I was worthy of more.
Mhm.
And I think a while ago, I heard a pastor say, like so many years ago, he said something like, um, you have like in order to feel, I'm gonna butcher it because I haven't been to church in forever, but whatever.
Okay.
It was something like, in order to feel fully loved, you have to be fully known. And he basically was saying that like it's
Ooh.
impossible to feel loved without being fully known, because because you'll always wonder, I'm like butchering it a little bit, but essentially
No, I'm liking that. I'm
like
feeling that.
essentially you'll always feel like that person only loves what they know, and
They
to a degree
only
that's
love
accurate,
what they know.
right? And so to a
Wow.
degree that's like accurate. Like you talk a lot about like representatives, and so if you're somebody that knows, see, I do my research by the way, but But if you're somebody that knows I'm portraying a representative and I have all these things that this person doesn't know about me, all these quote unquote like flaws, every single time that person says I love you, in the back of your mind, you're gonna be like, no, you love me.
Don't know me.
I am.
Exactly. You don't know the real me.
Exactly. Because if you knew the real me, you wouldn't love me. And so a lot of times we don't give people an opportunity to prove that.
Yeah.
And so like in a lot of my friendships and even in I'm not in a relationship right now, so like I'm still single. But in a lot of my friendships, I'm constantly fighting for like that depth, where like there's that depth that exists between us. Because with every time you reveal, and it feels so good, like every single time you reveal a new layer of yourself, to have somebody be like, okay, like I get it, I understand it, that makes sense, I'm still not going anywhere. You feel that much more like loved because you're that much more known. So that's something else too. I think that like you have to constantly be willing to be vulnerable.
Wow.
I mean, like, clearly you want to make sure you're sane. Like, I'm not saying like reveal to somebody that you're a serial killer and they should be like, okay, I'm all in. Like, that's crazy.
I don't know. I'm so hooked on that. Like, being loved is fully known. I mean, like you changed my life with that little thing like that. Like, wow. Because it makes so much sense. You know?
Yeah.
Gloria Jones, your father is the only man that will love you unconditionally. So do you think being fully known has anything to do with like being loved unconditionally, or is that different?
That's actually
I think it's different. I think it should be conditions.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Because I think it should be conditions to love.
For sure. I think I really actually like the way you put that, because I think a lot of times that there's that romanticized BS, right? Like, I love you unconditionally, and that's just not true.
It's romanticized.
Right, because everybody has their point. Everybody has their point where they're going to be like, actually, that was it.
You know what? I'm gonna make a list of romanticized words.
Right. And little like phrases and little like cutesy like like I love you to the moon and back. Like, what the hell does that mean? Like, what is that?
I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be good. You are so right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep writing down all the stuff you say.
No, it's true. And I think like the reason why, like, I think the kind of person I'm waiting for, this actually just came up in my Facebook memories. I was talking to this guy. This was like a couple years ago. I was talking to this guy, and he asked me. We were like in the getting to know you phase. I hate that phase, by the way. But he asked me. What did he ask me? He was basically like, what did I want in like a husband or something like that, or like however he put it. And I basically said like I wanted like a partner. Like I wanted a partner. And
a bad thing.
I'm sorry?
Which is a bad thing, but go ahead.
Okay, well let me just explain where I was coming from with it. Okay. But basically for me, I was explaining to him that like, and I do, that does not mean that I don't want to get married. I definitely want to get married. But I want, like, to me, I think marriage is something that happens so like fragrantly now, where like people are just like, oh, we're getting married. Oh, we're getting married.
Well, having a partner is having a lesbian lover.
Well, like, okay, I see what you're saying, but I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm saying like, I want a partner. Like, I get what you're saying.
That's a lesbian lover.
But that's not what I meant. Like, what I meant was like, I basically compared it to the difference between a store-bought suit versus like a suit that's been like tailored to fit your body. And I was basically saying like, I as a woman, and again, everybody is different, but this is just like for me, I want to feel like I was made for my husband.
Why?
for my husband.
Isn't that romanticized bullcrap?
No, because I feel like when men can just when men go get a suit from Macy's or from
We can't do that. That's
like
a
listen, like
suit.
when men go get a suit from like wherever, they treat that suit however. But like when a man like invests and like when you get a suit tailor made to your body, you're not gonna go throw that suit in the washing machine. You're gonna like take that
I
suit.
think I get what you're saying.
You're gonna care for that suit differently. Like the way you treat it is gonna be different versus just like some suit you just bought. You know what I'm saying?
What does he have to do to tailor you then as a woman?
So I don't think that it's as much as that he needs to tailor me, but I think it goes back.
Wait.
I think it goes back to something.
Tailoring a suit, and I just said, how can he tailor you? And you're like, well, no, I don't want him to do that.
I want to feel like I was made.
No. Stop for a second. If you want to use this analogy, you did this analogy.
Right.
How do you want the man to tailor you? Don't tell me you don't want him to tailor you and you just made this analogy about how you want him to tailor you.
Okay. No, that's fair.
This is insecurity here.
So for me, I think like when it comes to tailoring, that comes through the biggest way that's going to come for me is through communication. Like that's the biggest way it's going to come for me. It's going to come through
communication. Are you open to listening to him and doing what he tells you to do as a leader?
For sure. And I think that goes back to what you were saying earlier in terms of like people find their spouses through like a reflection of what I forget the word you used earlier, but like a reflection of their own. I cannot remember the word you used earlier, but
insecurities. So, but if your mom made you insecure and you have all these issues from your upbringing, are you going to be able to let all that stuff go? Because your mom taught you not to trust a man.
Right. And so I think, again, like that's where growth comes in that. Like I know the other day we as in like the conversation that was being had was like on growth and like, you know, like changing and healing. And so how do you
let all that go? Because you got to that's the thing.
Right.
For you to be tailored by a man, you have to be pulled. You have to have all this toxicity from what your mom taught you to be pulled out.
Right.
You know, when you tailor something, you kind of like pull the inseam, you pull this and you pull that. You know what I'm saying? So what are you doing to let go of your mom's toxicity and your family issues?
Right. So I have a life coach and a therapist. This is actually really good that we're talking about this because I actually tried to schedule an appointment with you, but you don't have appointments after 5 p.m. So like you should probably fix that.
Well, send me a DM.
No, but yeah, so I actually will. But so for me, it's all about I surround myself. I do a couple things. I surround myself by people who I admire like where they're at emotionally, like physically, like the growth, like the track that they're on. And the other thing that I do is I actually distance myself, and it's caused a lot of problems in my family, but I distance myself to protect myself from like negative energy. And anybody like who is in my life will tell you, like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my mom, my dad. I don't care who you are. Like, if you're posing to be a threat to the growth that I've done, I'm just not going to be around you. Because like my emotional health is like that important to me. And I don't feel obligated just because we're family. Like all that means nothing to me. It really like it just means nothing to me.
It doesn't. You're grown, right?
Right. Like I'm paying my own bills.
Right. Let me say this for y'all and this for you. I have a coaching group that you can have access to me all day, whether it's after 7 or whatever. You just didn't DM me, right?
Well, I looked at your calendar, so
yeah, I got you. I'm gonna put the link to my coaching group under this video, and Hold on. I DM to you right now. What? Hold on. What's
Because
your?
I saw you had two things. You had like this like mother thing, and then you had a
Yeah, I got
one-on-one thing.
what's your
Right.
DM? I mean, what's your Instagram?
Blushed pink.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's like forever, blush pink forever. There we go. Blush pink forever.
I don't know what that is. Just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. I'll
For
put a
sure.
link under this video. So if anybody wants to be a part of my coaching group, I'm glad you brought that up. The link is going to be under this video and it's also going to be pinned at the top of the comments. So if you think I can help you with what you're actually going through, what's up, Scott the Thriller? Go up under this video or go in the comments and I'm going to pin it at the top of the comments. All you have to do is click it and you can join my coaching group. So yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing that up, but you DM me because I can't figure.
No, for sure.
You got this goofy type of Instagram. I don't know. But yeah, but the thing about it is, like I'm saying, you're doing the work because
Right.
you have life coach, you have therapists, all this stuff. So you're going to be okay. But what about the people who feel like they want a man or they want to get into a relationship and they haven't done the work? How is a man going to be able to tailor them?
Right. They won't. And I think like they're setting themselves up ultimately for like it's a disaster. Honestly, it's like a disaster because you have two broken people don't make like a whole person.
Right.
And that's something that actually like one of my friends who's like married, she was saying, and I've heard it said a lot of places too before, but it was like marriage is not, and I think I actually posted this under one of your videos too, where I was like, marriage is not, in my mind, marriage is not like, you know, again, another romanticized statement of like, you know, this is my better half or, you know, whatever. Yeah. This is like the person that completes me.
Do you think a lot of people go, like a lot of women look at that like this is my better half? They want you so right.
Yeah, so like I think like I was told a long time ago that like marriage is two whole people coming together.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I had a friend who she's actually going through divorce right now. But anyway, something that I had a friend tell me that I also carried in terms of like whenever I do get married, was she was like, you know, marriage is not you giving 50%, your husband giving 50%, and then the marriage is getting 100%. She was like, marriage is you giving 100% and your husband giving 100%, because she was like, at all times, the marriage should be getting 100%. So she was like, I'm sorry.
I want you to think about this. Imagine sitting in a chair, right? And the two back legs are broken.
Right.
Are you going to trust sitting in that chair?
No. No.
Okay. What if somebody put tape on those two back legs? Would you?
No.
Huh?
No.
And this is what a lot of people are walking around acting like.
Right.
Two people, they just taped up. They're not healed, right? They're just they got tape on them, and they get together, and it's like being a part of a chair. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, the front two legs are their jobs or something, but the people they're holding up the back of the chair. And second that you sit down in the chair, it may be all right for a minute, and as long as you start scooting the chair or whatever, the chair is going to fall on the floor.
Right, but you know, right before that happens, people usually have kids because then, you know, kids fix everything. So that's when people are like, let's just have a baby because that'll save our marriage. That'll save us. Let's just bring another person.
You have a baby. What's going to happen to that baby? That baby is going to have mama trauma. That baby is going to have all these issues because y'all got issues.
Right.
Yep. Let me get some more people on here, Monique. This was you got me. I don't wrote all kinds of notes listening to you. So thank you so much for that. You killed that. Thank you so much.
No, for sure. Glad to talk to you.
Send me a DM real quick.
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. That was dope. Thank you guys for keeping the likes up. I appreciate y'all. I ain't got to run around yelling at y'all about likes and stuff. And if anybody else wanted to join this conversation. If y'all don't, it's cool. Where's the number? Forget it. All right, so if anybody wanted to come up, I'm just taking one person at a time. All right. All right, if anybody wanted to come up, that's the link. You can come up and join the conversation or whatever. Because like I said, and I know somebody was like, I thought we was talking about toxic mothers, but the reason why we're talking about toxic mothers is we have to go down the rabbit hole of finding out how your toxic mother affected you. You know what I'm saying? And the way your toxic mother affects you, most likely it comes from your relationship with the opposite sex, your relationship with coworkers, your relationship with your friends, your ability to let go of people. You know, I was talking to somebody on Clubhouse. I forgot what the topic was, but the women were talking about like, what is wrong with these men? They're trash. They're this and they're that. You know, I had a child by a guy. He ended up being trash or whatever. And I said, how long you stayed with him? And she said 5 years. And I said, do you realize? And she was just talking about how traumatized he was. You know, we got to do something about these traumatized men. And I literally told her, I said, you do know there's the other side of the traumatized stuff going on, right? And she said, well, how? What? I said, you're traumatized also because you can look at how you stayed. And I said, a lot of times you have abandonment issues. So you'll get with a crappy guy on purpose and you'll stay with a crappy guy and you'll spend the whole relationship fussing at him. And the thing about it is you are as traumatized as that man is, because you can easily see how long you stayed with the traumatized guy and you can tell how traumatized you are. Just like Monique said, in a lot of situations, no, it's not trauma bonds. It's traumatized people choosing to be with each other. It's not a bond. I need y'all to stop with all these stupid words, all these romanticized words. Trauma bonds is some dumb stuff. The bottom line is you are a traumatized person and you're just simply choosing a person that is just like you. Their family is trash. Their mom was toxic. Your mom was toxic. That's all it is. It's not a damn trauma bond. It's simply a man and a woman who have relatable problems. That's the bottom line. And damn, what did I was just about to say something. Monique, Monique was saying how I forget it. I forgot all about what the hell I was about to say. But yeah, Phoenix 360. It's not about trauma bonds. Y'all just love using like I said before. Women love to use words that keep them away from their own accountability. No, it was a trauma bond. I was young. I was entangled. I was stigmatized. Do y'all realize how goofy y'all sound running around just making all these excuses? All these are excuses to remove accountability from yourself, because you're stigmatized. You have no control of your inhibitions or your actions, right? If you're entangled, you have no control over your damn actions, right? Wrong. You're a grown-ass woman. Stop using these stupid words to make you feel better about your stupid decisions. And focus on what the actual problem is, which is your toxic mother or your toxic father or your whole toxic family. Let go of what actually is inhibiting you from choosing a good man, instead of blaming the man that you chose. That's what's stupid about it. But y'all want to run around, it was a trauma bond. No, you were stupid. I was young. No, you were stupid. That's all it is. Y'all spend way too much time blaming the man. Guys, you spend way too much time blaming the woman. It's you. And we can go a little farther. It's what you're afraid of. We can go a little farther than that. It's because you're insecure. We can go a little farther than that and say you have abandonment issues and you're afraid to be left and be felt like you're unworthy by a man that is smarter than you. So you keep looking for people that are dumber than you. And we can go farther than that. It's your mom. We go farther than that. You watch your mom get her ass whooped all these years by her boyfriends or your dad. So you don't necessarily trust men because all the men in your family have like let you down in some type of way. Do you see how I broke that all the way down? It's not a damn trauma bond. It's important for you to break your life apart. Well, separate your life, not break it apart. Separate your life so you can see what's inside. It's not a damn trauma bond. Don't get on my nerves with that mess. How long is this? What are you talking about? You just got in here, Helen, talking about how long is this? Why? Why are you worrying about how long it is? So, if anybody, I'm going to keep talking, but if anybody wants to, what is the number? 404 692 4190. 404 692 4190. Okay. All right. If y'all want to call and talk about your toxic issue, toxic mother, call that phone number 404-692-4191. And for people who are watching this recording, do not call this number after the damn live is over. If it ain't live, don't go calling this damn number. Okay. Crazy ass people. So just want to say that. But yeah, like I said, it's not you really, to be honest with you, it's your belief system. It's not the men in your life, it's your mother, which is your belief system, which is your fear, which is your insecurities, which is your abandonment issues. We have to stop blaming other people. And I'm not sitting here telling anybody to blame their mom, their dad. It's not about blaming them. It's about understanding what happened, understanding why you are the way you are. Who taught you how to act like this, how to react like this? Who taught you how to be so mad and angry? Who taught you how to be so defensive? Who taught you not to listen to no man? Who taught you how to be defensive? Not defensive. Who taught you how to deflect? That's the word I'm looking for. Who taught you how to deflect everything away from you? Somebody tells you something, first thing, well, I ain't saying nothing when you did this. Who taught you how to do all of that? Who taught you how to be so argumentative? Who taught you how to disagree with every damn thing somebody says? Sometimes you disagree so bad where somebody can say something and you say the same damn thing and you just a second, well, I actually disagree with that. And then you explain your point and your point is the same thing as the other damn person's point because you're just so used to disagreeing all the damn time. How do you get over it? Two ways. I can explain here a little bit, or you can book a session with me. But it's not about money, but you can book a session with me, Coastal. But how do you get over it? Therapy. You get over it with coaching. You get over it by changing your perception of your own life, right? If you change the way you see life, you'll change the way you see men. And you'll change the way men see you. Just like Monique was on here where she admitted that sometimes when a guy tries to holler at her, she's like, wait, why are you trying to holler at me? You want my stimulus check? You want my income tax check? And I'm like, yo, why can't God try to holler at you? Because in her mind, she's been taught that all guys want is money and sex or whatever. Your mom taught you all that stuff. And that's the reason why I'm here. So that's how you let that go. You get over it by getting coaching and figuring out with the coach or with the therapist how to figure it out and get over it. A lot of times we can't do all this stuff on our own. All right. These women need a spanking, not just, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You walking heavy, sir. I appreciate it. Facts is about level setting. Yes, I love that, Corey. Set your own level. Set your own level. Set your own standard. You have to have a standard within your own life. So when a man comes in your life, he won't walk all over you. Let me give y'all an example. Let me give you an example. I used to work at this factory, right? And it was 2 bathrooms. It was the manager's bathroom and the everybody else bathroom, right? What was sad was that one of the managers, their bathroom was messed up, right? The manager went in our bathroom and somebody peed all over the freaking toilet stool, right? He comes out there, he calls a meeting. He gets everybody together. He said, yo, I want to know something. Why in the hell is that bathroom so nasty? What is wrong with y'all? And I know y'all did this because the cleaning crew comes in right before the shift starts. And everybody was, of course, was quiet or whatever. He literally said this, and this was about standards. He said, I'm going to admit to y'all something. He said, when I go in a manager bathroom, I clean up behind myself. I do everything I need to do. I don't pee on the seat. None of that stuff. I act like an adult, right? But he said, but when I went in y'all bathroom, it was so messed up where me peeing on the seat wouldn't have changed nothing. I would have been okay peeing on the seat if I wasn't the damn manager, because the bathroom looked so bad. Where what's the difference? Why not pee on the seat? I wouldn't pee on the seat in the manager bathroom because the manager's bathroom has standards. It's clean. There's rules there because only managers can go in there. So if I go pee all over the seat, a manager is going to look at me like I'm crazy because there's only 3 managers on the shift. Do y'all see that? Some of you ladies don't have standards. And some of you have a life where men have peed all over your proverbial seat. And the next man comes in, and guess what? He sees pee all over your proverbial seat. So guess what? He's promoted to do. Hey, shit. They peed on the seat. I might as well pee on the seat. Why am I gonna clean all this up for? For what? They ain't gonna do nothing but mess it up again. I might as well just throw toilet paper on the floor because the trash can. You ever seen a trash can is full, but it's not really full because it's just a bunch of paper towels in it. All somebody has to do is like get something and push it down, and it'll be all down here. So you got this much capacity. Nobody's doing that, right? So what happens is you wash your hands or whatever, and you just toss it over there, and it hits the top, and like and it's now it's on the ground. So it's a whole bunch of paper towels all on the floor, and he literally pushed the paper towels down, and now it's this much capacity in the trash can, and he's just like, see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. Nobody cares enough to push the paper towels down so it's more capacity in the trash can. Nobody cares enough to lift the toilet seat up before they pee on it. Before they pee. And this is some of your standards. You wonder why men treat you the way they do because the last man treated you like that. And he walks in like, whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have any standards, or your standards are a little low. And you wonder why your life is the way it is. And some of you weren't raised to have these standards. So you just don't know. That's why I say get coaching. Go up under this video or go in the comments. I pinned my where you can get coaching from me in the comments, and sit down and talk to me, or sit down and talk to a therapist. Because a lot of you weren't taught certain things. You weren't taught how to love. You weren't taught how to receive love. And you just out here trying to figure your life out with no freaking standards. So that's really all I got, y'all. I just see the thing about it is, because I was just about to say something. You have to want better for yourself. I can't want more for you. I can't want better for you, because what they're gonna do? I can't tell you or make you do nothing. All I can do is show you a better way, or show you another option, because I can't make y'all do nothing. Is your teachings mainly about toxic mothers, or is it both? It's about toxic upbringings. So it's about toxic mothers, toxic fathers, but most Black people were brought up by single moms. So it's usually the toxic mother that affects the person. See, it's the person that stays in your life that ruins your life, not always the person that leaves your life. Sometimes it's the person that leaves, but it's usually the person that is still in your life that's ruining your life, you know. But we love to blame the person that's not there instead of holding the person that is there accountable. So hope that answers your question. But that is all I got. But like I said, if you guys want to do a one-on-one with me, or either join my coaching group, male or female, just either send me a DM on Mr_letgo, or go under this video in the what is the subject, whatever subject box under this video, or I pinned how to reach me under the comments. I mean, in the comments. So either way, I'm here for you guys. But overall, we all got to do better. And I'm doing this for your kids, because I don't want your toxic mother making you a toxic mother, and you don't realize that you're a toxic mother. And then 20 years from now, your child is going to be up here talking about you were toxic. So I'm mainly doing this for your kids and not just you, because I care about legacy. So I'm trying to help everybody's legacy, like everybody's narrative change. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have a wonderful night, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Y'all have a good one.